What you're about to see is three very different classical guitars playing the same thing to answer today's question of how loud is the classical guitar. Now, if you play the classical guitar like many of you probably do, you might be asking what kind of classical guitar? Because like I said, these three guitars are going to be pretty different. I'm talking about what's on the inside, the bracing patterns inside of the guitar. For those of you who might not know this, different bracings inside the guitar create not only a different tone, but sometimes a difference in volume as well. It's actually because of that we've started to develop different bracing patterns to get more volume out of the guitar because, let's face it, the classical guitar is just pretty quiet. So now let's backtrack. We're going to be comparing three different guitars, each with a different bracing pattern. One with fan, one with lattice, and one with a custom bracing, so that way we can see which one is the loudest and how loud it can actually get. Now, how will we measure this? Well, thanks to my friend Travis Wood, I was able to get my hands on a decibel meter, which is a device that pretty much just tells you the exact volume that the device is picking up. So by the end of this video, we will actually have a numerical value of how loud the loudest guitar of the bunch is. Stay tuned. The first guitar that we will have is the Massaro Kohno guitar from 1974, spruce top, Indian rosewood back and sides, and of course, fan bracing. The second guitar we have is a guitar made by my good friend Gef Fisher from 2022. This guitar has a cedar top, Indian rosewood back and sides, and is lattice braced. And finally, the custom guitar is made by the Canadian luthier Jeremy Clark. This one is from 2015, has a spruce top, zero cote back and sides, and has a custom bracing pattern which you see right here. All three of these guitars are going to be using a new set of the exact same string brand, exact same tension, all that stuff, so that way we have a fair comparison. Now, in order for you to get the best representation of the sound, at this part of the video, I would highly recommend for you to use a pair of headphones. While listening, keep your eyes in the top left corner of the screen as you'll actually be able to see the decibel meter changing with each change of attack. For this video, I'm not going to be the one playing the guitar because I was actually monitoring the decibel meter as well as getting a rare opportunity to hear how my guitars sound from the listener's perspective. So by the end of this video, we're going to walk away with three things. We're going to know which guitar has the loudest open string, which guitar has the loudest E major chord, and which guitar can really get the loudest when you put your all into it. Anyway, let's get started with guitar number one. Okay, so in case you missed it, for the Massaro Kohno guitar, the loudest string was actually the third string. It came in on the decibel meter at 79.5. When it came to the E major chord being strummed, the highest volume that we hit was 86.6. And finally, when really giving it all, playing some rasgueados from the Aranjuez in it, it was up at a high of 96.4. Let's move on to see if the lattice brace guitar is any louder. Okay, so the guitar made by Gef Fisher, when it came to the loudest note, non-surprisingly, it was the low E. This one came in at a high of 81.9, pretty high. When it came to the E major chord being strummed, the highest one that I read was 89.2, so pretty high, at least higher than the fan brace guitar. And last but not least, for the rasgueados, 89.6. So far, the record in terms of volume makes sense. We were really going all out with this one, but let's see if the custom brace guitar can beat this one out. Okay, so for the 2015 Jeremy Clark guitar, we had the loudest open string yet. It was actually the 4th string on this guitar, measuring in at 84.6. The E major chord was also pretty loud. It was just a tad under the Gef Fisher guitar. This one came in at 89.9, just 0.2 decibels away from the loudest guitar for the E major chord. And last but not least, these Rascals were pretty loud. Let's see what the highest one was. We had a reading of 99.1. Definitely the loudest sound yet, so I guess in that sense, the Jeremy Clark has won this competition. But let's go ahead and just reassess everything very quickly before the video is done. So I suppose overall, yes, the Jeremy Clark guitar with the custom bracing was the loudest. However, I do think that the Lattice brace guitar did give it a run for its money, as it even beat it out when it came to the open strings, as well as being very, very close when it came to the E major chord. But I guess, yes, the winner is the winner. Now, this makes sense because both of these bracing patterns have been designed to make the guitar louder. Again, this is a complaint that many guitar players say, and we're always seeking the louder guitar. A guitar that we can use to fill these huge concert halls that guitar players just weren't doing back in the day. So, let me know what you guys think. Are louder guitars, maybe possibly Lattice and custom braced guitars, better than traditional fan braced guitars? In terms of volume, as you saw from this video, yes, they totally are louder, but it does beg the question now, how loud do you really need to be? With technology, with microphones and better acoustics and everything, we can get away with not having a super loud guitar. Many argue that the fan braced guitar might have a more desirable sound than the Lattice or the custom braced guitar. Let me know in the comments which guitar you like the best, and let me know if sound matters to you as a guitar player or not. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Thank you so much, Travis, for being involved in this video, for playing some of my guitars, as well as lending your decibel meter for the video. If you guys are still watching and you want to see a more in-depth side-by-side comparison, check out Travis's video where he does just that. That will be linked down below in the description. Subscribe to his channel and all that other good stuff. Until next time, I will see you all in the next video.